Hey, what's going on, everybody? Sorry, a little bit late today. I had my son had a school award ceremony, so that was fun. It was a good time being able to see him and all the people that he hangs out with pretty often at school, doing getting recognized for the stuff that they do so well. So let's see, combined with everything else, I really didn't have time to work on too much. I mean, I worked on a few designs, but nothing that turned into anything that I'd want to put on myself. Maybe I'll hold on to it, rework some stuff. Still haven't forgot yesterday. If you guys were here, one of the suggestions, and I'm sure it was kind of tongue in cheek, but one of the suggestions that I had was to actually work on a piece of screaming fruit, possibly a strawberry. So that might be in the future. We just have to wait and see. But since I didn't get to work on an original design, one thing that I've been really excited and a little bit intimidated to try is actually coloring in one of the pieces that I did before. And I have not, I'm not upset with any of the coloration that I've done, but I feel like the more colors that I have involved, the more of a chance that I'm going to mess things up. And so I get really intimidated whenever I start thinking about how I'm going to detail out, like finish detailing out and coloring one of the pieces that I am also excited to be working on. It's kind of a weird dichotomy of feelings, I suppose. I'm scared to work on it. I'm excited to work on it. So the piece that I'm talking about is the boxer. We'll go ahead and let's see if I can actually get to that point and be able to show y'all. My lighting is set up for me, but this is I guess it's been about 2.5, maybe about 2.5 weeks. I laid this out. It looks really faded. That was actually on purpose. I did this with like gray and some really, really light washes of black, just to kind of fill in some of the areas that I knew I would have trouble identifying whenever it came to, some actual pieces of the layout. So I have this cone flower down here. I'm gonna try to do that. I've got these. What are these? I forget what they're. I forget what they are, but I'll remember. But I've got these flowers up here, various shades of pink. I'm going to try to do a little bit of a classical, American traditional tattoo coloration in here. So it'll be like, a little bit of pink, a little bit of orange kind of idea. And then, going in and touching up some of these areas that I did leave rather in the shadows, I guess. So again, really excited, also very intimidated. So I'm going to go ahead and lock my knee in place. I do have the reference piece that I've been working from, which, I sketched, I put in Illustrator, I resized for my knee. And then, so it's going to look a little bit weird, but I'll go ahead and show you guys. So this is the reference piece. I was playing around with the idea of like darkening up the lip, and it looked too much like lipstick, so ignore that. And then the coneflower is going to be more of an orange than a pink, although I will probably put a little bit of pink in there. So, whew, looks like it's going to be a lot of work. So where to start? I think I'll go ahead and I'll start with this coneflower down here. I think that's my best bet for fun. So while my knee is in this position, I've got it good and locked in, which is good. But also everything is elongated. It's stretched out compared to where I actually laid down the stencil the first time. So I'm saying that mostly because I want to make sure that that it's understood. He's going to look a little bit weird. Hey, what's going on, Turkey Noodle? Oh man, let me tell you, it's been an exciting day. So I'm really stoked to be on here today, and hopefully my power supply works a little bit better. It doesn't conk out on me. I'm going to go ahead and give it a good old test run here. Oh, it starts right up. Okay, I like that. And it looks to be I mean, I'd say that's a can't see it. That's a good needle depth for now, I suppose. Let me actually, I could turn it, yeah, this way. That's a little bit better thrown out. I think that's not too much of a difference, but closed captioner doesn't show up until you show up. I was just letting you know, in case you were wondering. So let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm going to kind of hit the outside. Actually, I'm gonna try the inside of these coneflowers real quick. There's a couple spots that did fall out. Not too big of a deal. So I'm gonna hit the ones that I can see and kind of go to town on that. And so just the inside here. Sorry if I get in the way. I do have to make sure that I am kind of playing this right. So, and then with my reference, let me turn again. My imagination only goes so far. What's that? The lightning bolt good? Just a healing band-aid? It's actually not. So let me tell you what happened. So my awesome cat decided that he was going to jump on my leg the night that I did that lightning bolt with his claws fully out. And I've been having it's not infected, nothing like that, but I've been having a little bit of issue with it since then. And it's just red. It's not healing. It's not healing well because I mean, one, I overworked it, and I knew that I overworked it, and two, the cat kind of got to it, so which was very nice of him to do. He's just trying to show some love, right? So at least that's what I keep telling myself. My wife thinks he's the devil. It's not the devil. Yeah, so not cat scratch fever, thank goodness, right? Some of the yeah, she says yet in case you can't hear her on the mic. She actually, whenever she was a child, she had cat scratch fever and had to go to the hospital for it. So yeah, I'm lucky. I haven't had to deal with that yet, according to my wife. So can't complain too much. Yeah, definitely. I would love to say that. I'd be, hey, what's up, cat? How you doing? Speak of cat scratch fever, and cat appears. And we're just talking about the lightning bolt, how it's not really healing up too well. So yeah, I mean, it's okay. I'm not dying or anything. That was a cue for my wife to say yet. So I'm working on coloring the coneflower for the boxer. So I'm going to do more than that, but just kind of right now, like this seems to be a good idea. So, and I mean, I'm tolerating the knee, top of the knee, okay so far. you know, yeah, someone's dream. It's a good dream. You like it. You love it. Must be my dream, right? Oh, you know what? I'm missing something. I totally forgot. I normally butter up before I do this, but it's okay. I was making sure I didn't put a product on the screen, right? Because again, like I'm not trying to say one is better than the other. Or I trust something, or I always use this. I don't want them to be embarrassed by what's happening here. couple things about this, like, the Vaseline, which I'm not using Vaseline. This is a petroleum-free product. Um, but Vaseline kind of helps the skin um, stay pliable, but it also helps the ink wipe away a little bit easier. So I'm gonna go for a little bit of a lighter color here. Let's see, which one was that? I think this one was supposed to be the darker one. So you just go in and make sure that. Oh no, that's the lighter one. Sweet. All right. I think what I'll end up doing on these petals, once I get them laid in a little bit, I'm gonna work on highlight them just a tiny bit, so they pop a little bit more. I'm not really outlining them anymore. Yeah, this is the point where I know I have to slow down, and I'm going way too fast. So there's my hype man that tells me to slow down. Like, just to see what I missed there while I was moving fast. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is a punchy little machine. It definitely it does a job. Damn sure. Sorry, I'm getting in my head, y'all. Apologize. This whole thing was like a really big experiment for me. So just to see, if a gray wash could hold the place of a multi run tattoo, or if I would need to do most in this one sitting. Kind of interesting. Um, the gray's still showing through, so that's a little disappointing. But at the same time, like, I can just hit it up with some black, to pull out some of the outline, make it look a little bit more intentional, I guess. That makes sense, and work from there. But yeah, I mean, nothing's a failure until you say it is, right? It's all one big experiment. I probably should have started with the lighter bits before I went with the darker bits. Never done a coloration like of a flower before. Done the shading, so this is kind of fun. A little different. Luckily, I did about half before I realized that maybe I should go a little bit lighter before I do the darker parts, or go from the outside, I guess, and work my way in. There would be some shadow or something. Happy little accidents every time. I don't know if the final result will be pretty, but guess what? When it heals, I can just hit it again and again and again and again. And eventually, maybe I'll learn my lesson and get something reasonable on there. Another thing that I'm doing here too, I don't know if you guys can tell, like I keep coming at it with like 15,000 colors of like orange, right? I'm actually mixing the color in the tube, um, just to get a little variation, uh, and lighten things up here, darken things up there. Um, and then as it goes, it should get a little bit more orangish instead of like the yellow orange. Oh, thank you. Solid wall of ink. Yeah, maybe just build up the tats over and over and over and over until I just have like a not a solid wall, but like a knee pad. I think that'll be. I think that's key, right? That's what you're supposed to do. That's my understanding, anyway. And I was talking yesterday about the whole idea of things look different once they start healing. Like whenever I was working on the shadows of the cloud, and already like please remind me if I forget, but I'll show you what it looks like even just today. How that reddishness from the uh, the agitated skin, the irritated skin, kind of went away a little bit, so it looks a lot less purple. That's I was kind of I won't say I was worried. Like I knew what the theory was behind the ink settling and the skin becoming less irritated, but I never, it was an experiment, right? There's one thing. There's a difference between academia and uh, practice. I can have all the answers, but if I don't have the experience, well, it gets a little different, doesn't it? So keep going out of frame. Try to soothe some of that skin down just a little bit. A little bit more orange in there. Just a little bit down here. This is getting a little agitated. That's okay. It should be. It deserves to be agitated. Not really. I feel like kind of back in my super early beginner days, not just my beginner days. I played around with tattooing from afar like this. Did not turn out very well for me. The best way I can see right now, so we'll go with it. Throw a little bit more yellow in there. Highlight some of these areas here. Oh my gosh, it's orange. It's kind of what I want, right? Definitely wanted orange. All right, now give a tiny rinse. Hopefully the machine comes back on, doesn't overheat and do anything weird. And I'm going to do slightly lighter yellow. I'm like staring at the pen here, trying to make sure, like, oh yes, it's gonna work. It's gonna work. I don't really know if it will or not, but we'll find out. This is kind of a big area too. I'm not saying I got big thighs or anything, but exactly small. Normal size. I'm definitely doing one of those overworking jobs too. But fact of the matter is, it's a combo. You know, needs some work. Dadgummit. All right. Now, let me get a good look at it. See what actually sticks, what doesn't. How I want to do the outline, because it's definitely going to need it. That's okay. I'm glad to find out now rather than later. So, one thing that I will be looking for is the views. A bit. This is a big endeavor. Big endeavor. I'm gonna do some crazy stuff. Actually, let me switch this off. Something large for a second. Yeah, it is. It is very quiet. It's super quiet. I kind of like it. Um, it's a little bit eerie, but at the same time, okay. Try not to stab myself with this guy. Ah, knew that was gonna happen too. There goes the machine. Does not like it. There. Oh yeah. Yep. So this, I'm trying to get that is far close to the. You guys see that thing? Ooh, that's a beauty. With this, I actually am writing the tube like on purpose. It just gives me a little bit more control. And all that means is that I'm actually letting the plastic part of this cartridge touch the skin. And that's okay. I don't like to do that when I'm lining because I feel like I need to be more in control than the machine does. But for coloration, it's not too big of a deal. Still trying to work these concentric circles. Still trying to push that color in. Just for funsies. And so that I don't mess up my skin. Yep, moved way too fast. Also, not dark enough. So, what I'm going to work with is actually getting a tiny bit of, where is it? Brown. We're going to dump that in there. Try that again. Should be a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying myself, regardless of what it ends up looking like. Like I'm having fun, so it's that's part of the process. People will be like, "What the hell is that on your leg?" And I'll be like, "You shut up. I'll see you tattooing anybody." It's gonna be dark. That's gonna be dark, dark, dark. All right. Here we go. Part two. Right. Everywhere but the middle. Gotcha. Gotcha. I don't remember like the last few weeks. I don't remember this actually like my knee actually bleeding that much, but man, the past couple of days, like it's been pretty powerful bleeding there. This is a pretty straight mag too, so um, it's not being very gentle. All right, getting there, getting there. I don't want it to look too much like a sunflower, so I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of this orange in here. Just lay in some of these spots. especially like some of the like it doesn't even bother me like if this isn't like I don't want a big brown spot on my leg, right? So it doesn't bother me if it like some of the more streaky spots or whatever if they get packed with a little bit more of that yellow color. I'm actually going to go in there just a second with a liner and add in a couple more things. So we'll go ahead and drop this right here, lighten it up even more. Pop that away. Some weird angles to be working at too. Okay. Close, real close. I actually was trying to change the notification because it's very like I don't know. It seems deceptive to me, right? Hey, talking about you. It just seems rude. But all right, working out as usual. Hey, how you doing, Lesnick? Glad you could make it. I am doing my first flower, and let me tell you, it's another one of those things where I'm like, oh yeah, I should have, oh I could have, right? And so I really need to focus on getting those processes down before I start messing too much with what actually ends up on my leg. But I also keep hearing like from many people that I follow on YouTube and here on Twitch, like you always want to go darker than what you think is supposed to look like because um no, I did a rose. I did a rose in black and white though. I didn't color it. So um but yeah, always go darker because it will fade. And whenever it fades, like, whenever it heals, I should say, it heals um it heals really light. So okay, I'm actually gonna take some of this crazy mixture I got for that. I'm trying to do some of the shadowing on the petals. I'm just gonna run over it pretty quick. Mostly because I don't want to overwhelm any more than what I have, but also because I just need a little bit of contrast in there to show the petal separation. Didn't plan that out too well, so if I had, it would be a little bit different than this. Like I always say, it's better to learn on me than somebody else. So I don't want anyone also like don't forget. Oh, sorry. There we go. Um, I had some pretty good suggestions with the screaming fruit yesterday. I wasn't able to work out a decent design today. So hold on, trust me a minute. Pay attention. That's a little bit more. More. And the funny thing is like I still have like so much of this guy to do. Ah. Hopefully, it's not complete trial and error the whole way through this, but sure as heck feels like it sometimes. But I have faith like whenever it heals, it'll heal good. So I think also I'll end up. I mentioned this earlier, going over an outline, um, a little bit different than this. What they call cartooning it, because I think that's the only way I'm really going to get this to pop the way that I want it to. I laid out all these colors and mixed them all, but they didn't quite turn out colors that I was hoping for. Also don't seem to be setting in the skin as much as I want them to, which is my technique. Fault on that one. So, that's the. I mean, I'm glad that I'm trying this. I'm glad I'm experimenting with it, but I can totally see why some people just stick with like black and gray work. You know, I don't know. I don't know if it's any easier for everyone, but it seems to be like a lot easier for me to get the line work in and use different techniques as far as like stroke stuff like that to get the texture and shading as opposed to working my skin to death trying to figure out like the best way getting color to lay down in a proper manner. Guys, see, I know what I'm working with here. You guys can totally see. Although it does look a lot more messed up on camera than what it looks in person. Just so you know, I'm not just saying that like this. off just a little bit. The amperage on my machine. You go to the Green Jackets. They have a team called the Bananas. Okay, I'm interested. I too would like to see the Bananas. Bobbing for top hats. Most of the time, those are pretty entertaining. I thought. I think we're supposed to go. I think we're supposed to go pretty soon to a game. So, all right. Yeah, I want to see him too. Not because I want to watch baseball though, but that sounds pretty awesome. They sound like the like fake wrestling, but with bats. I'm down. Let's do this. This out. This was using all the needles tonight. This is a 7 round liner. Guarantee I'll have to turn my machine back on. Oh no. Sweet. All right, here we go. Ah, jerk. Made the mistake dipping it in there while it was turned on. My bad. Sorry. Hey, tattoo guys. I messed up now. Sorry guys. I keep adjusting out of the focus of the camera because that's where my best light is. What I'd like to do is just have like a professional tattooist on the other side of me. And so like I adjust out of camera and then like they fix what it is that I do wrong. And I come back in camera and I'm like, oh sorry guys, you guys missed it. And then in the end I get like people throw flowers and stuff. It's true. I don't need to see this. I'll look at myself tattooing all day long. The right way so it doesn't spray everywhere. All right, let's try a little bit more. Actually, you know what? Here, there you go. Now I can see. Now I can see a little bit better, and maybe you can too. What? Not cool. All right. Again, it's my angle. Start cussing at this thing. Stop dumping ink everywhere and put it where it belongs. It belongs here. My skin's like, uh, bro, I can't take much more ink. We're done right now. And I'm like, no, nope, no, we are not. We will take more ink. Nope, it will not. It will not take more ink. All right, coneflower, biggest failure yet. That's there we go. Now we're making noise. I say get in the skin. I'm gonna get in the skin. See if that actually works. Nope. Amazing. All right. So now I know. Don't fill it in and then expect to go back over it with a yellow liner. Not gonna work. Not gonna work. It's all right. I'm not mad. Y'all are mad. I'm not mad. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What? Ah, you don't like that, bro? I'm still in pandemic mode, right? Like I can't. You think you just go out and buy like paper towels and toilet paper? Are you insane? You lost your mind? think this is, yeah, this is definitely not my not my favorite flower of all time. Um, it's okay though. Like I said, once it heals, I'll probably have to do the thing that nobody wants to do and put like a lot of white in it to get that middle correct. Nobody wants to do that. Using whites for suckers. Yes, I have used a lot of white though. All right, let's go ahead and move on to something else. And we'll come back. We'll revisit that. First, will we completely revisit it? I'm going to say hi to you guys because you guys are awesome. How do I want to? How do I want to attack this? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to. I'm just going to wipe all that away. Fresh, fresh start here. Fresh start. Just take the whole tattoo off. Start over again. No, I'm not really that mad at it. It's just going to take me a little bit of time to figure out like the best way forward with that. I think what I'm going to end up doing is going around the whole thing with a really dark orange, highlighting really dark or really light yellow, coming in this whenever it heals and hitting it with something a little bit different. Not a big deal. But to start off the next part, might as well go ahead and get this part out of the way because it is a thing. And this time, I'm actually gonna try to that green a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's so hard to see. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. Thank you. I kind of like this green too. Not the best way to fill color, just so you know. But I'm here. It's just a small space. I only got a couple of leaves on this. Um, not too big of a deal. But the angle that I'm going at is really wild. Here, let's see if I can kind of mess around like this. Definitely not as tight, but yeah. I don't know why it's just pouring out like that. kind of do know why. It was a bad idea, but jeez, come back to that too. So I had another leaf. Where is it? It is one right here. Yeah. Oof, almost got myself. One right here. Oh, you son of a! Come on now. That's not very nice. It's there we go. Wow, how it just keeps like dripping, slowing down, and not going where I want it to. Guys, this is just not the best night in the world for me. I wasn't really prepared to do this. I'll be honest with you. Like, this is, if you were here like the first 5 minutes, like, probably heard me say, like, this is probably the most intimidating thing that I've done. Um, Mostly because the design is, I mean, I'll be honest, I mean, it's fairly simple, right? But, um, actually going through this and trying to implement these different aspects of simplicity is like difficult. You know? You know? Yeah, lots of little pieces. I honestly feel like, some of these more like organic, like, you know, shapes of like these pods and stuff, like this stuff is legit. Like I love it, but I just wasn't necessarily prepared for the whole ordeal of like coneflower. Like it's a bit much, I suppose. Live and learn, guys. Sure, work on your weaknesses always, right? Like always try to get better, but play to your strengths. I'm like, no, 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 no. She's back. Not missing too much. Just me like trying to figure out why this isn't working, why that isn't working, but it's all good. It is all good. What I'll probably end up doing, I'll lay this out, I'll let it heal, I'll work on the other one, and, take the lessons that I've learned, move forward, drive on, and yeah, I'm not wrapping it up just yet. So I really wish that I'd gotten started a little bit earlier this evening, but at the same time, like this is totally on me. I had no idea what this would take. All right, goodness gracious. Yeah, I mean that's normally how that works, right? I think that's it. The only time to talk shop, right? I mean, no one likes to talk shop whenever it's not time. All right, let's see. How do I want to do this? It doesn't matter. it's it's either gonna work or it's not today. So I have a feeling it's gonna be one of those days. But let's try to stay positive. Yeah, see, that's the problem. That's what happens, right? See, it's a sunflower, but it's not. It just ended up looking like one because I didn't know what I was doing at first. It's okay. I will fix it. It'll be fixed eventually. All right. I don't know what color that's going to end up being. Better. All right. Exactly. See the pants, roll with the punches, all that stuff. I mean, I think that this is a dangerous medium to do that with, but at the same time, like, if you don't, and wait, what are you supposed to do at that point? You could easily just give up, I suppose, and be like, well, I'll do it next time or whatever, but, you or I'm going to quit because it's not working out right. Mm, can't really quit like that on these. Gladiolas, that's what it was. Look, I mean, I remember what the name of the flower was. I couldn't remember for the life of me. Sorry, all off camera. I'm trying to get that professional who's off to the side to work it out for me. My green spot's right here. He's great. Army students. Um, I can't tell you my favorite. Well, I guess I could. I'm out now. Oh no, it's way too inappropriate. Never mind. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's not even inappropriate like in a tasteful way. It's just totally wrong. Although I'd love to hear somebody else chime in with that one. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now comes the part where I smear it all over the place. No one can tell anything. Tiny bubbles. That one's not inappropriate. That one's okay. Go with that one. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. So tough because some of them are just so cool, you know? Anyone else got one? Nope. Good night, cat. See you later. Have a good one. El Camino. Little Red Wagon's pretty good. You know, that one's good because it's really, I mean, it's damn impossible to forget the words. Um, I'm glad that El Camino is the only one you know. That excites me. It means I've done my job right. Ask, yeah, that one's pretty good. Pretty much anything that doesn't have to do with like somebody being airborne. Like that's good. No one wants to hear that when they're not airborne. I don't think anyone wants to hear it when they are airborne, honestly. I mean, I could be wrong. I had one of my buddies. I don't think he ever drank the Kool-Aid, but like, you know, it's kind of difficult not to. At some point you gotta be like, this is mighty good. Please give me some more of that Kool-Aid. Throwing it on here. Get on there. Tattoo done. No, I'm just kidding. I'm struggling tonight though. I feel like I'm not in the right headspace for this. And that's terrible. Like the only way to get consistent is to keep working. Sometimes you got to work through what it is that you think you're doing right, think you're doing wrong, but celebrate like these little tiny victories. Really can't. I can't seem to get this stuff to stick right tonight either. I just feel like I'm going over stuff and it's not doing anything. Not even like it's not staying in the skin because I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. Like I'm pretty much like you know stressing on this stuff and it's still not crisp, not clean. Hmm. Let's see, what do I got here? I know what I can try to do. I feel like feel like sometimes it's okay though. Like it's okay to like not quite get it right where you want it. Just go ahead and let it do what you can. Let it heal up a little bit. Hit it again another day. Funny, this thing is like 2 weeks old and it looks like it's 80 years old. It's hot. I'm going to be proud of the fact that I tried. That's what this is going to come down to. This is not my forte right here. I already know that the next meeting is going to look like 15 times better. Already, because it's already like lined out a whole ton better. Um, I'm not really getting what I want out of this. Oh, that's fun. I'm not though. Come on, man. Look, I had a talk with my son about this earlier. I was looking at somebody else's tattoos, some other, like a company here in the area, and they were really proud of this one piece. And it drove me crazy because it's the same thing that I did on my kneecap yesterday, but they did it much bigger and they didn't do it right. Like there was so many things wrong with it. And so I'm sitting there like, talking to him, like, because he's like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And I'm like, no, look at this, look at this, look at this. And you can say, oh, no, you're just being overly critical. But think about that, man. Like, you're doing something to somebody that's like permanent. I am doing this. All right. Good night, Lindsay. Hey, what's up? How you doing, Hob Gremlin? Are you in a different time zone? All right. I think I know how I'm going to do this. I'm starting to feel a little bit more confident for a second, and I'm going to tell you why. It's about to get nuts. That's what's about to happen. Oh yeah, that one. But they did. Oops. Yeah, they did it on the hand with no cloud. I mean, it was just the eye like in a triangle or whatever, and it just was not good. It just wasn't like I couldn't believe how not good it was. And that's saying something. Like I don't mean to be crazy. Yeah, I'm not Central Time. We're Eastern here. I'm just running late. I'm just living life to its fullest. I'm not doing too well on this one tonight. So it could be comical or it could be sad. I'll let you decide. But no, I mean I've had worse. Oh gosh. Yeah, there we go. How did the guy know that I did it, or how did my son know that I was critical? He didn't know I was critical. The tattoo artist didn't know. He didn't know me from anybody. But I'm pretty like it was bad. That's pretty much all I could. I can't even say anything else about it. Like it was just no bueno. Oh, oh, I showed it to him. I showed it to him, and I was like, "Look at this. This is bad." In Louisville tomorrow, man. I'm so glad that you guys went back to Louisville. That place is just. I mean, it seems like your people. Pretty down to earth, but also fun loving. I mean, it's that's just a good place. You guys, in your sleepiness. I'll just continue doing this. I mean, what do I have? What do I have to do? Right? Oh, no, no. You're yeah. Okay. You must be talking about Louisville. Hey, Louisville's got a place called the Troll Pub. I mean, come on, right? Where else is that? I don't have a place called the Troll Pub. My cat. I hear my cat wandering around. I think he's going to make an appearance. And that's also no good. Oh yeah, huh? Ah, oh, golly, guys, y'all get me all crazy. I'm just I don't know what it is about color, man. Color's like it's difficult to like get rid of. It's difficult to manage. It's difficult to put in. It's just totally not cool. I'm gonna crank this up just a little bit. I'm gonna go a little bit of a different color here. There you go. I'm just getting frustrated at this point. I'm like, everything orange, everything brown, all the things. It's not actually not too bad for around area there, but let's see. Mm, Here, about my cat's bedtime. So, bedtime, my cat eats his food for the day because it helps him sleep because he's an asshole at night. Now, that being said, until he gets his food, guess what? He is an asshole. I think he's going to start being an asshole. trying. I'm actually trying that. Um, it's I've never had the opportunity to, you know. so so I think I'm gonna give that a think I'm gonna give that a try. Why not? Um, I've got like the weirdest facial hair going on right now. Anyway, I don't see how growing a handlebar mustache is going to make it any worse. You know, only better. So need do some of this out. It's going to look weird. I think I'd look pretty good with a handlebar mustache. My wife, on the other hand, thinks that I would look good sleeping on the couch with a handlebar mustache. So you just have to see how that turns out. Um, in the end, I'm pretty sure I know who wins, and that's okay. It's not about who wins. It's about how long it takes to win, probably, maybe. I don't know. I knew from the first time I met you, you had it out for me. Definitely come to the right place. I'm here for her. My cat's favorite part. He just watches all the waterfall. What the hell, Dad? He's almost a skin color. Oh, this thing? Yeah. So this is a 10 size needle, but there's 15 of them. So it's kind of like I don't know, maybe a saw blade would be like the best way. Yeah, it's not. It's this is. I mean, it's a low voltage. Uh, yeah, I am going over this kind of way more than what I really wanted to, but uh, this happens to be like the only thing that I've done this evening that is even close to working. So I feel like I owe it to myself to keep trying it, keep trying to make that work. Um, but it's more like a big needly paintbrush than actually anything else. So big needly paintbrush. I think kind of what I wanted to stay away from is what's going to end up happening right now. And that's okay. You know, try try to make things work out okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to let this let this relax for just a couple minutes, not too long. You can see my homeboys like kind of pink, brown, gray. No real definition about what's going on. I'm okay with that. Sounds a lot like me. So I'll take this tiny itty bitty guy. I'm gonna try him out real quick. This is gonna be fun. Saying you would fight me? Just kidding, man. I would. I'd fight you. Get with program camera. It's not working out the way you want it to. Sometimes you got to go back to what it is that you know. I know slight fundamentals of drawing lines now. So that's what we're going to go back to. Most ass backwards like tattoo I've done. Not that I'm not, like proud of it. I mean, I am, but it could have been so much different. Mhm. A little bit much. Back that on back just a little bit. Just back it up. Well, of course, I would do that. Probably if I go out of camera there, guys. It's a bit of a bit of a habit. Not a good one for streaming on a subject called just chatting. I guess I could just chat and people could wonder why it is that I'm staring so intently at my leg. That could actually be pretty entertaining. What is this guy doing? I think they probably figured out, like, start cussing about it. Oh, he must be tattooing himself. If anyone would ever guess that. It was not my idea. Good idea. What's wrong with permanent, super permanent ink? Oh, it's not that bad. I actually like working that outline like this. This is like, so I did everything completely backwards with this. I don't know, like if you have, like if anybody on here has like a lot of experience with tattoos. I know a few of you do for sure, but like really honestly, like the last thing that you're wanting to do is uh is go and get something like that you're not, that's like ambiguous, right? Like that's the last, it's the last worst idea that you can have. Like a tattoo is by its very nature uh permanent and um loud, right? Like it's a statement. So if the statement that you're making is completely ambiguous, well, I mean, I guess if that's your thing, like if that's what you want to be, but like, I started off with like the shadow of this thing, um, before I had anything else figured out. Like before I did anything else, I started off with uh, this shadow of a shadow boxer. But like that's wild. Like why am I putting in the outline now? Like that's bizarre. Like it shouldn't. It's not the way. It's not the way things normally work. Normally, we put in the outline, and then you come back and you put in all the shadowing. But not me. I'm like, hey, what's the most backwards way that I can possibly do this? Well, I know. Let me put in everything but the outline, and then we'll figure we'll figure it out from there. And then also, probably end up drinking a lot, wondering where I went wrong. Where did I go wrong in life? No, I'm just kidding. I could think of a few places, but I can tell you that this is definitely. I think putting this outline on here is probably like one of the wild, wildest ideas of a tattoo. Why would you do that? All right, man. I should probably do that before I get like punch drunk. But yeah. Have a good night, man. Oh, I know what's up with this. Really have no idea why it's pouring out like that, other than to piss me off. One of my favorite things about this is that I just drew a no nipple. That's right. Not draw the nipple, no nipple. It's pretty rad. I have no idea why it's dumping out like that, though. Down a little bit. It's like a crazy sensitive machine. One thing it does not like is being overamped. I guess none of us really do. Like being overamped. Yeah, he's nippleless, and and I think that that's funny. Some people would argue there's nothing funny about not having nipples, and I would say, depending on the situation, it could be funny. I don't know. Like, as long as you didn't like lose them in the war, whoops, or something terrible. But as a drawing, you know, actually, I knew this kid like my freshman year of high school, and we had like homeroom or whatever, and the only thing that we did in homeroom was take roll. I didn't take roll; the teacher took that. But you know what I mean. Roll was taken, and that was the only purpose of homeroom. And so, like, I've known this kid since like I don't know, probably third or fourth grade, and he was kind of odd. Um, Good guy, for the most part. But he came in one day and he's like bleeding through his shirt. Like it wasn't super noticeable. He could tell he was like in pain, and the teacher didn't notice because they don't get paid for to notice, right? Um, but like I was like, bro, what's up? Well, I didn't say bro. I said whatever it was. It was cool to say back then because I was cool. What's going on? And he's like, I shaved off my nipple today. I was like, what? And sure enough, like bro had shaved off his nipple. I'm going to say that that probably wasn't funny. I mean, it was to me at the time. Definitely not to him, his family. Yes, I'm counting fingers because the last thing I want to do is have a no regrets kind of tattoo going on. Because while you guys might think that would be funny, I would be so damn sad about that. Like all the other mistakes I've made with this, like, okay, I can deal with that. No, no, definitely didn't shave it off for fun. I think so. It's kind of weird because he was kind of a small kid. Pretty sure he wasn't going through puberty or anything, but I guess he was trying to shave his chest or something. I don't know. And he just shaved off his nipple. Other than that, like I said, cool kid. Uh, he was like one of those that was like always acted like an idiot, but was actually like stupid intelligent. Totally not telling my own story here. I act like an idiot and would not consider myself intelligent. I would consider myself very blessed to have fooled so many people for so long. I thought you said you were drunk. Just kidding. Thanks. Appreciate that. What happened? Where did my boxer go? There he is. He lives. I got other things I want to do to him now. Beat him up a little bit. Feeling like Rocky in my head. Guy is totally not rocking. He doesn't need a nipple. He's got a nipple on the other side, underneath his arm. He doesn't. He's cool. He is cool without a nipple. Promise. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Some people can pull off being nippleless, and you're just jealous. Or were you talking about my friend back in high school? Well, acquaintance, more like acquaintance. I accidentally got in a fight with him one time, like in like sixth grade, and I'm pretty sure he would have killed me. Keeps it in his mouth. Where do you keep yours? But yeah, so I accidentally got in a fight with the kid, and I mean, it was complete. I promise you, I know that sounds like the weirdest thing in the world. Oh, you accidentally got in a fight. No, I really did accidentally get in a fight. So we were playing like I don't know, like tag or something in like PE, and I was I was chasing him, and we always I don't know we always talk like mad shit to each other anyway because we were pretty good friends at one point in time, and I was like right behind him, and he was running. Of course, we're playing tag. Of course, he was running, but he took off like right in front of me, and he like lifted his foot up, and as soon as he did, my foot went underneath his foot, and so he tripped amazingly, like pretty much did a flip, um, hit a tree, and he got up and he was ready to throw hands, and I was so confused by what just happened, and we weren't really friends after that. Weird. I mean, I think I apologized. I think I told him it was an accident, but I don't think he cared. Um, and also, like, he had a stutter, but it never bothered me. Like, I thought that was, whatever. Um, and no one made fun of him for it or anything. But he's pretty self conscious about it. So, I mean, I guess who wouldn't be like if you're in an area to learn or whatever. And stuff would be bad. Cool kid, like I said, great guy. We should go find him. It wouldn't be that hard. I mean, he does have a pretty generic name, but I'm good, man. I'm sure all he remembers is the bad stuff, and I'm sure his stories would be a lot different. Like, I'm sure he would admit to shaving off his nipple. Don't get me wrong, but his line of events would probably be a lot different than how mine went. I will say, like, even though he was a small dude, if he would have gotten up quicker and people would not have grabbed him after he slammed into that tree, um, I'm pretty sure he'd have killed me. And then where would we be? Where did you draw tattoos? Funny though, my brother was like friends with like his brothers until like probably whenever they were freshmen in high school. And then like things got kind of different because they just had like a musical difference, if that makes sense. My brother is not I would not ever say that my brother is a cool guy, but I'm really glad that he never got into like crazy 80s metal, like maybe ironically, but not seriously. I'm not sure how well any of this is going to work out here, but go ahead and try to get that in. That was my dog knocking stuff off the couch because she thought it'd be the cool thing to do, I guess. Good thing I didn't have the needle in my skin at the time, or else we'd have a different picture altogether. Less gladiolas, more me screaming in pain. Which, I mean, whatever. That could be rad too. Somebody could take a clip of it, put it on the ticks, talks, things, you know, what all the kids do the dances with and stuff. Ah, right. I have to slow you down. That begins his craziness. It begins. As soon as he makes that chirping noise, I don't know if you guys heard it. It's like, So means he's about to start acting like a little asshole. Me when I want, because I got thumbs. Well, bitch. That was painful. That was like uber painful. I don't even know why. Oh no, I'm gonna totally run out of this stuff. I might have to be like, I'll be right back, and then go pour some more. Oh yeah, much better than what it was like, half an hour ago. I'll take it. And then what I'll end up doing is I'll end up letting it heal for another 2 weeks, and then I'll come back and I'll figure out how to make this stupid cone flower look more like a cone flower and less like a freak accident. To be honest here, I'm sure I'm not the most. Whoa, there's a cat. There's a cat. Oh dear God. What's gonna happen? There's a cat. Go away, cat, please. I'm into chaos in this place. You guys, told you he has a nipple. Has a nipple. It's jeez, that fucking hurt. It's underneath his other arm. Not a good feeling. What's happening right now is not a good feeling, and I know I have to do this so fucking slow and smooth. I'm not winning that fight right now. Oh shit. Ah, you guys. I'm not crying, you're crying. I think Twitch Twitch should have like a topic, like instead of just chatting, it's just me just crying, like holy crap. Who thought it was a good idea to put this tattoo? That's what I want. I just woke up one day and there it was, just tattooed right there. I didn't do this. Somebody else did this. So, mm, 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 mm. Yeah. Again, this is insane because there's no reason to be doing the outline after you've already tried coloring it in. That's what we call wrong. And that's okay. Learning experience was had. Some people say you need nipples. Some people say, hey, we don't discriminate against no nipple people here. Potato. Uh, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. To the point where I'm really in pain. Of course, it's 11 o'clock. I should be in pain. I should be in bed. But let's be honest, this is way more fun. Who needs sleep? Let me see. Yeah, that flower is like, yeah. Central Time's awesome like that. It's completely different than Eastern Time. I mean, by like what, like a whole hour? Holy shit. I'm not sure I want to tackle this thing, but I also want to make sure that these lines are in here for when I do come back and I'm like, what in the hell? Well, you gotta do it, right? Gotta do it. All right. Let's see. Another spot, like right. Flower was kind of another petal that stuck out like right there, which is pretty rad because that's where those go. All right, so obligatory. I do not tattoo professionally, nor do I condone not tattooing or getting a tattoo done professionally. This is me going through some shit as I exit one part of my life and enter into another part. This could be considered self help, therapy, whatever. While not officially condoned by any therapist that I that I see, um, they also are both my psychologist and psychiatrist both agree that this is probably the most healthy thing that I've come up with as an idea on how to treat myself with the crap that I am going through. So, that being said, I really enjoy doing this. I totally, whenever I first started, did not think that I would. I thought for sure I would just be really afraid and in pain and I would stop. So, um, some of the people that are on here, if you're wondering why I say that kind of stuff, it's because I do not like to stream with a counter on. So I don't know if, like, when or if there are new people that I don't know who popped on or what. So I hadn't said it this stream, so I thought I would. If you're new, welcome. Hope you like watching somebody experiment with tattoos that's only been doing it for about 3.5 weeks. And this experiment was I laid down the shading of this particular tattoo before I did the lining. So that's what's happening here. That's me making a bad mistake, but also, I kind of knew, I'm an amateur. I never seen any kind of person that's professional do such a thing. Um, I have given myself now 22 tattoos. I think that at least could make me a hobbyist or at least an idiot. Ow. No, I don't really mind being either or both. Life's too short to not tattoo yourself. They sell these things online and you can just buy them. Crazy. Uh, I'll be a pro when I stop making dumb like experimentations like this, like where I just throw in color and not know what it is that I'm doing, and then go in and outline everything like this guy, you know. So he's next. I don't know. He might not be next, but you know, some cool stuff on here. I'm pretty happy. This I have to say, like that's my pride and joy right there. I just did that one yesterday, and I am so stoked about watching this one heal up. Like that turned out way better than I thought it would. So yeah. So again, if you're new, welcome. Join in chat. Hit that follow. Enjoy your time. Uh, Also, if you're new, that's my cat, one of two. I would like to say, don't go to a place that has a cat in the same place that they do tattoos. That's not cool. Um, I have a cat where I do tattoos because I live here and I don't do this professionally. So, Grimlin, you're saying you got to go back and check out the one where I had the skeleton. It's like the evil opposite, or the just purely natural aspect of the boxer. You could say that they're battling it out, but in all actuality, I think that's kind of I think that's kind of false. I think that the force of nature that would be considered death is just super duper crazy natural, and we just get scared of it. It's gonna win in the end, right? But where the boxer comes in is that I think that we all have a say in that fight. We don't lose until we stop fighting. That's some deep shit for a tattoo. New one? Oh, that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did that one. Yeah, I did that one yesterday. A new one? I have a new one? Yeah, I just did it yesterday. So it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna finish these petals, and then I don't care what this thing looks like. I'm gonna let it rest. I'm gonna let it be. I'm gonna stop crying. I'm not crying. You're crying. I'm not crying. But bitchy. Oh shit. So oh, I actually have already gone over these things like 1,000 times today, and holy shit, do they hurt. I normally try to keep my language fairly, you know, PG, but mother, fuck, that hurts. I'm telling you, it's not that it's on the knee. I mean that too, but because I've already worked this shit so hard. Oh, no bueno, man. All right. Ah, come on, get in here. I don't look too much different than when I started out, except there is some additional shading, a little bit of color, and I've got some finer details. And I tell you what, I am gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna have to like have to let that breathe. Ah, and I might do that one tomorrow. Start on it anyway. I think this one's going to be a little bit better because the outline for the rose is way more there than what this was. So, like, I really did have just like this nebulous idea of where that flower was, and I'm gonna have to go in and let it heal up so I can figure out how to make it stop looking like a sunflower and make it look like a coneflower because that's what it is. That's what the design was. So if that's what the design was, you have to make that work. All right. I have used all the needles on this. I think it'll be a lot easier to do this one than it was to do this one. So, yeah, if you guys are not busy tomorrow, if you want to stop in, I'll be back on. Tomorrow is Thursday, so I'll be back on sometime around 8:30 my time, Bob Gremlin. That would be what, 7:30 your time tomorrow? Wait, no, you're coming back to Louisville. You're not Central. Are you Central time in Louisville? You're Eastern, right? Pretty sure. Pretty sure you're Eastern. Anyway, Eastern time, 8:30 p.m. Okay, so yeah, so tomorrow will be my last good point. Tomorrow will be my last night of the week. Cool, cool, and then I'll be back on Monday most likely. I'll be back on Monday and maybe with a new design, or maybe finishing up some edits to some of these other things. So I mean, got 21. Not all of them are black and white anymore, but they all started off that way. I've got a couple of designs in the works. If you want to see something that you haven't seen, or maybe there's a something that you want to see, tried out or whatever, check out the chat area, like down low. There should be a place for like where a suggestion box is. Drop a line. Again, I appreciate you guys coming out here, keeping me company, keeping me sane, and giving me someone to talk to. I wouldn't be able to do this without, well, I would do it. I would do it angrily and sullenly and all that stuff. But you guys keep me sane and keep me company, and I really appreciate that. So, I would not have nearly as good a time if it wasn't for you guys. So I appreciate it. All right, guys. There she is for where we're stopping right now. And tomorrow, ooh, that way, 8:30. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. Good night, Turkey Noodle. Good night, Hob Gremlin. And good night, whoever else might be out there. And I will see y'all tomorrow.